Well, hello, fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live. Yes, we're back and better than ever, although we're missing a few people. I'm no longer the crazy pregnant lady. Instead, I'm just the crazy lady, a.k.a. Alyssa, your resident head addict. And joining us on the show is the baby addict who's not happy.
Yay!
A very unhappy baby. Say hi.
Oh.
It's time for him to eat. He needs his bottle. So he's not staying for long. But he's not. My children, just like me, are very scheduled. Say hi.
He has a deep voice for a baby.
Yes. Well, he's very nasally too. Say hi.
We were hearing Andrew in the background.
Oh, that's yes. Very advanced too.
Yes.
Can you say hi? So this is Sam, baby Sammy. And that's that. So now everybody's seen Sammy, so now he can go do his usual. Now he can actually go eat and do everything else. Okay, so my co-host for this week, aside from Sam, who's here for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, we've got the one, the only cranky old guy, a.k.a. Patric, who's rooting for Oregon very hard, apparently.
I was faked out. I thought this was the Halloween episode, so I was going all the way black, with a mask and the whole bit. But it's not, apparently. So now I just have on our black garb. Those of you who know the Ducks know that we change uniforms all the time. So we have black and green and gold and white and all kinds of other outfits. But this is the black outfit for those of you who can't, or maybe watching in black and white or something. I don't know. There you go. We're done.
It just makes me want to just go, oh.
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 So yes, and you may have noticed there's one additional face or one new face on the broadcast this week. This is our special guest this week, all the way from the UK, is Broders. Broders runs the TSTO social site, Tapped Out UK, which affectionately known by many as TOUK or Took. So say hi, Broders.
Hi, everyone. Brewers beer.
And yes, we have.
Whoa.
Well, it's not. I should mention, whenever we say it's 5 o'clock somewhere, it is 5 o'clock there. So,
second,
sure
I'll be right back.
No, Pat, we would judge if you started drinking now.
What time is it there for you then?
9 a.m. here.
Oh man. Okay, time for the vodka.
So, yes, we are the trio this week. We were expecting Wook and Saf. I'm not sure if they're coming. They may join us later, which is not unusual. I think last episode, Safi popped in late. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? But we are back and better than ever. First episode since August, first live episode since August. A lot to talk about. But first, let me give you all your regular reminder. This show is meant to be interactive if you're watching us live right now. So you ask your thoughts, ask your question. Yeah, but it's been a while since I've done this. I'm actually rusty. Share your thoughts, ask your questions in the comments below, and join in the conversation. One way you can be interactive is to take a minute to answer the poll question in the show notes below us here. The poll question is your initial thoughts on Halloween 2018. Your choices are awesome. Love it. Wasn't a fan at first, but it's growing on me. Like every other event, I'm indifferent, nothing amazing, nothing awful. Not impressed so far, hate it. And I believe I threw another option in there that was I'm reserving judgment until later. I believe I had that option.
I was going to add that if you're rusty, they do have a cream for that. So I'm sorry. It's been too long.
So yeah, I added the option that says the jury is still out.
Okay, there you go.
So yes, I'm rusty. The last time I did this, I was pregnant and cranky and crazy, and yes, now I've got a million things in my brain. Now I have 2 children and 1,000 things going on. So forgive my rustiness. All right, so let's jump into Treehouse of Horrors. The monsters are back.
Yay! You know I love Halloween. You know it.
There you go. Before we get into the good, the bad, and the ugly of the newest event in Springfield, guys, give me your initial gut reaction on the event based on the poll question. So don't go into elaborate details, Pat, because we're going to get into all that stuff in a minute. but your poll question answer would be.
I'm tongue-tied. Gosh, I think it's swell. There we go.
He said sarcastically.
No, I think it's okay. I'm not going to go into detail until you tell me to go into detail. I'm trying to be a good addict here.
We got to keep the flow, you know.
The thing that I find hilarious is that Brooders loves Halloween probably almost as much as you hate Halloween, right?
It's true. It's true. She's
there
a Christmas
go.
addict, and I'm a Halloween addict.
Yes, her expression now is my expression during Christmas. So
and I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I think it's so far. It's fine. It's it's fine. It's nothing surprising. I'm well ahead of the calendar by doing not much to it. So there you go.
So you're I would say you're middle of the road guy.
Yep.
Pretty much. Okay, Brooders, your poll question answer would be.
Do you really need to know? You know how I voted. Awesome. Love it.
There we go. And I am I think I'm going to reserve judgment. I would say the jury's still out for me because there's a couple things I'm not happy about, but some of that stuff's coming later. So we'll see.
Oh, come on. At least it's not Potter. Oh.
Yes, that was bad. That was bad. So, and that actually transitioned us into.
Okay, look, I'm just going to say something. Hold on. Brooders must be a regular participant in these things. I am absolutely loving the reaction, the accent, the laugh, the whole bit. Sorry, you're in. You've been voted in. I don't care if the other two ever come back.
We've gone international. We've branched out. We've gone or extra-continental. What would be the word? We're not international because Safi's from Canada. Yeah. That's not U.S. But we're multi-continental now. How's that?
You might just have an influx of all of the toots wanting to be on your show.
Yes, we'll get all the accents.
There we go. Yeah, we're
all the British accents.
Cross-pondular. So,
see, but to her, we sound funny. So, you know, although she's seen the show plenty of times, I'm sure that it doesn't sound abnormal anymore.
That's right. You've never seen me before.
Yes, that's true. I have heard a British accent before, but Riley was talking to her before, and Riley was very confused.
She was a little, wasn't she?
She's like, what's going on? My child is not very cultured. We'll have to go spend, we're going to Disney World next month. We'll have to go spend some time in the England Pavilion.
Or go hang out in Boston. That'll do the same thing.
So, all right, let's talk about the theme of Halloween. It's Hallo-weenie again, or Hallo-Richard. Return of classic monsters, vampires, true Treehouse of Horror stuff, not Harry Potter. Which I think we're all happy about. No Angelica Button, except in the mystery box. So, what are your
Brooders? You must stop fiddling with your cable there.
Oh, is it fiddly?
Yeah, something's rattling through your system there.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's me. I do have paper in my hand, so it could be. This is me doing this.
No, it was the microphone on her cable. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm an audio freak. I picked that stuff up. It's like
okay.
Go ahead.
Man, I said I was rusty. Now you're making me lose my train of thought. All right, so let's talk about the theme this year. We've got vampires, and based on the splash screen, mummies, werewolves, and their wives, which is kind of interesting to see. We've all complained about monsters. We've all complained about the lack of females, and now we've got 3 scary characters and 3 even scarier characters in their wives. So, what are your thoughts on the theme itself? The vampires, we already know what Brooders thinks, but guys, share your thoughts on that.
That's where it breaks down for me because, and this is where it's good we have a yin and yang here. This is 6 weeks, and they gave us a big, giant, humongous chunk of land, but now they're going to give us 3 really disparate things. There's going to be tombs and sand and all kinds of garbage for the mummies. There's going to be weird stuff for the werewolves. Where do you put this within your bonus area? It's going to look like a big mess for a while until we all go, okay, the event's over, we'll move stuff where it belongs. I do like some of the characters, and I'm already kind of enchanted with the Countess. She's kind of hot. I got to admit it. I like seeing her float around. Sorry,
Thing for cartoons.
I do have a cartoon thing. But no, I can already tell you that I'm going to be annoyed come, 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now when we've got all this stuff that just doesn't fit together. It's just not one theme. It's multiple themes.
Oh, no, I don't know. I disagree, Pat. Sorry. I have a huge, huge Halloween. In fact, my town is mostly Halloween and a little bit of city. And the all of the stuff is going to fit in there marvelously, including anything that's, for the mummies will fit all into the Western area as well. So I'm probably going to integrate it into that area. But for me, the biggest thing was just getting Nosferatu. I mean, it's just hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, he's great. He's great. I think it starts out with a bang. There's some really good stuff right away. I guess where I am is that I have all my pyramid stuff from past events over in one corner already. I have a desert area. I already have that going. I have the castle stuff from another event that's all kind of clustered in one area that makes sense. And then I've got, this is all going to end up being scattered. But this stuff is going to be a big mess.
This stuff is all Hallo-weenie, though. It kind of like everything that's coming. Just with this, you've got the Dracula stuff, but then in future stuff, it's all spooky stuff. It's all creepy. So technically, you could all work it into a Halloween area. So you just need to pan off your Florida, maybe make a Florida Keys in your town, and make your Florida Keys a new Halloween section.
Yeah, my issue, of course, is that once you start going so far off canon, that right now with the rest of the last 4 big events, we have so much land dedicated to amusement parks and stuff that has nothing to do with the Simpsons for the most part, that I'm just like going, I want more town. But it's okay. I get it. I mean, the event is fine. The stuff we're getting is fun. Some of it's very redundant with new coloring, but whatever. It's all good. I love the characters.
Have you thought about nuking, Pat?
I can't. We've discussed this. I can't do it.
You won't do it.
There's parts of my town I love.
I have absolutely everything that I've ever won as prizes out in my town. I can't store things. I have to have it all out. So I have huge areas. I enjoy the fun parks. I enjoy everything that isn't Simpsons. Probably more than the stuff that is Simpsons.
Aha! And now we've discovered the difference between the two of us. Yes. Okay, that's good. See, this is why we need Safi, because Safi is totally Simpson centric. He loves everything being, sticking to the rules.
Oh, he's just
I should mention it is Monday is Thanksgiving in Canada, so happy Thanksgiving to all of our Canadian friends. So I'm sure Safi is doing things for that, or he's stuck somewhere for work, because he sent me an email recently that said he traveled to like 6 different areas in like a matter of a week. So I felt really bad for him. And I also should add a public service announcement. Wookie just texted me and said he will be here in about 10 minutes. So,
all right.
Yay, Wookie!
We will have a Wookster, hopefully. I think he forgets about time zones, maybe. I don't know. But that's okay. Not a big deal. Always happy to have the Wookster here. But I actually forgot to, that's how rusty I am. I actually forgot to mention where everybody was at the top of the show. So, anyway, back to Halloween. I think what's interesting with this is, do you remember Christmas 2016?
Yep.
Where we had, pagans and stabbing of the lamb for Maggie. And then Christmas 2017, we had a really good Christmas. We had Santa. But if you put it into perspective, that Christmas probably wasn't as good as some other Christmases were.
No, you can't. Go on.
See, my kids are napping, so helps. Otherwise, Riley would be standing right next to me. Actually, Riley would try to be standing on top of me. So last year we had a terrible, terrible Halloween. I mean, there's a few people that thought it was great, but it was bad. It was not Halloween. So this year now we've got return of Halloween stuff, and because everybody was so let down last year, everybody thinks this stuff is awesome. That's my thought process on this.
It's awesome. It is awesome. You know, you just can't base it on what happened last year.
But it's not canon. That's more what I'm getting at. We used to have events that were canon Simpsons events. Like Treehouse of Horror used to be based on Treehouse of Horror episodes. You know, you had the aliens, you had egging houses, kids trick-or-treating, all that stuff. Now we've got, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely Halloween. But it's sort of canon, but it's not canon, if that makes sense.
There's so much more they could do that would appease both, I think. There's a plethora of stuff. I get that. It's all exciting. It's Halloween. There's a lot of stuff. There's so many things they could do if they stuck to the script a little closer and gave us stuff that makes sense. We have, again, a ton of stuff that maybe flash by in a screen grab in an episode, but a lot of it didn't. A lot of it's just made up stuff, that just showed up. It's all good. I mean, it's fine. I get it. There's nothing. Everybody needs a mummy in their town, right? I mean, everybody. So it's, I mean, that's the point. It's like, it works at the time. Then you go, oh yeah, I got this mummy walking around Springfield the whole time. I don't get it. So anyway, it's fine.
So Big Phil says, Pat, you all right? You're showing your age.
I'm going down. I'm going down.
Big Phil says, Pat Nuke, you want to. I've done it twice.
No, can't.
Yeah, and who's responsible for talking him into that?
And Why Do You Need to Know says, who's the kid going up and down the stairs behind Brooders? It kind of made me think of Harry Potter and his cupboard. Maybe it's the accent.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah, that's mini Brooders.
So it's I kind of feel like they give you one letdown and then give you one. I wouldn't say this event is awesome. There's a lot of stuff in this that's recycled from previous events, which is fine because it's only come back once. It's not like we've had the dig site for every single event, like we've had some other things. But I'm kind of, the more I think about it, I'm kind of like, this is just like last year's Christmas. And Christmas last year was as awesome as it was. It was more awesome for me because I love Christmas. But a lot of that stuff was not canon at all.
Right.
We used to have events where you had, characters riding snowmobiles and doing snow angels and things that involve characters more versus, these outside characters that barely have been in the show, maybe for a half second, although we did get Santa. So that's kind of what this is reminding me of.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It is interesting the way they've brought some things back. I like the fact that there's 3 different ways to do it. The crafting is, the crafting in general, as we have said, is just a grind. It's a long grind and people are impatient. How come I can't craft faster? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, because it's 6 weeks long. So chillax, let it be. But I do like the dig factor. I do like a couple of other things there that they've thrown in. But what I really like, quite frankly, at this point in my life, is that I can log on every 4 hours, do a ritual, pound it out, and move on. And if I win something, I can place it and I'll worry about it later. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it's become that cycle. The cycle is the cycle is the cycle. TSTO is 4 hours, every 4 hours, no matter where I am, what I'm doing, period. So
I don't mind that at all. I'm the same. It fits in with what I'm doing. And I don't think they're going to change that format because it does make it easy for those that aren't premium to be able to play the game properly and actually win the prizes. As long as you log in 4 times a day, which is what your morning, your lunchtime, after work, and then the evening before you go to bed, you're done, and it's easy.
Yes,
I think if they changed that, it would be almost impossible. And can you imagine the amount of complaints that people would have if they changed the format and made it impossible?
We did have someone comment yesterday that I shouldn't say how dare you, but how could you say that not everyone has the same work schedule that allows them to log into the game during work. And my response to them was, everybody pees, don't they?
No, that's the thing is, as I've pointed out, I don't want to go ballistic on this, but everything that we're talking about here is literally, if you want to just do the prize track, it is literally 35 seconds to log on, click the button, and get out.
It's not even that, though. There's people that are saying, oh, I can't log in. There's no time during work. Okay. They can't log in on their phone. Even if it takes 30 seconds, they can't log in. First of all, you get a lunch break. Second of all, you can go to the bathroom. Third of all, you don't have to do it on a set, rigid schedule. As Bruder's just said, you log in when you wake up. I do it every morning. Sometimes it's at 6, sometimes it's at 7, sometimes I forget to do it till 9 o'clock. You log in when you wake up, then you log in. It doesn't have to be 4 hours later. If you wake up at 6, you don't have to log in at 10. You just need to go in 4 times a day. So you can log in. If you go to lunch at noon, you go log in at noon. You go stand outside smoking a cigarette. You'd log in. It takes, like Pat said, takes 30 seconds. You don't have to do the big thing with this is you don't have to do the dig site every 4 hours. You can just clear the characters and build up the pickaxes. Heck, that's what I did. I had like 200. I just went through and played the game, rapid fire. Yeah. So you log in at lunchtime. So you log in at 6 or 7. You log in again at noon or 1. That's not 4 hours. That's more than 4 hours, and that's plenty of time. Then you log in again after work. You get out of work at 5. You log in at 6 when you get home.
It's easy peasy. It's easy peasy, and if you're lucky enough to be able to get all the premiums as well, it's even easier. It's it's not rocket science.
I mean, and on top of that, you have the reality that for every person that says I can't log on 4 times a day, that same person is probably cruising Facebook for an hour and a half in the middle of the work. It's like, come on, stop it, just log on, stop it.
Well, that's
and it's a stupid game, for gosh sakes. It's not the end of the world if you can't log on.
Listen,
it's
yesterday I had Sam took his nap in the morning. He took his morning nap at about 10 o'clock. So I had from 10 to 12 where he was sleeping. And I was like, oh, I have all these posts I want to get written or at least started. I should work on that. And I was like, no, you know what? I got on my phone. I was like, let me look at Facebook. So I totally procrastinated. And then, of course, he didn't nap for the rest of the day. That was awful. But so needless to say, I didn't get any posts written I wanted to get written. But, so that does happen. You have those procrastination moments. But the whole thing is 4 times a day, like we said, when you wake up, at lunch, when you get home from work, and when you get into bed, you're laying in your bed, you just tap for 30 seconds. And you can let all those pickaxes build up and let them build up to a point where on Saturday you clear them. Or on Friday night, you clear them. You know what I mean? Like you can have it takes a minute. It's not.
I've posted several times. I get 5 times a day, just by going 6:10 to 6:10 to or 6:10. And I'm out. I'm done. I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. It's just exactly what you said. So yes, I work for myself, so I can't yell at myself, but I also can procrastinate. Like
I yell at you all the time, though, so it's okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you do yell at me all the time, so it works out well. Anyway.
But yeah, so there's that aspect. But plus, by now, listen, this game has been in existence for over 5 years. We're going on 6 years. Actually, this game has been in existence for 6 years. We're at a point now where every event is like this. Every event is a 4-hour cycle. Every event requires you to log in 4 times a day. If you can't log in 4 times a day, and to get everything, then you have to be okay that you're not going to get everything. That's just how this game has been. This game has not.
Or you're gonna spend donuts. That's
exactly. You're gonna go premium. That's it.
This game has stepped away from the model of we're gonna introduce a level update. You can have 10 years to do this level update. They've stepped away from that model. So, and they stepped away from it years ago. It's not like they just did it. It's been several years now. So this is the cycle. This is the game. If you can't do it, you either have to be okay with not getting everything. To be okay with spending donuts, or maybe it's not the game for you. Or just play it as a straight city builder, and that's that. You don't need everything from the events. That's kind of where you're going. To see the complaints of people saying, first of all, the complaints of how difficult it is because the goals are really, the goal numbers are really high. And I said this to Pat the other day too. It's the number is arbitrary. The number means nothing because yes, you have 250,000 fangs to get to Countess Dracula, but you have 1 million ways to get there, and everything pays out a ton of currency. Your daily challenge pays out 4,000 fangs. So the last daily challenge paid out 250. So those numbers are so arbitrary. They literally mean nothing. So don't take those just because a prize goal says 200,000 or 250,000. Don't take that as, oh my God, this is going to take forever because I'm earning one at a time. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that cracks me up, I mean, let's not go down the calendar road too far, but what I finally did, because so many people were freaked out by being behind, I'm behind, is I literally skipped the first day. I said, I'm not going to start counting until 24 hours in. And so the number even looked a little bit more daunting because it started right away at being 17,000 for the first day. But that's fine. I hit it without a problem at all. Whether it's a digital calendar or a Gregorian calendar, the numbers are the same.
You know, it's always
really on
the
the
same
fence
at
on
the
that
beginning.
one.
Everybody panics, saying, "I can't do this. I can't do this. The numbers are too high. There's
Right.
no time. You know, I need everything on day one." And then by the end of the act, they're like, "Well, I've got nothing to do now apart from stockpile until the next act." Yeah, everybody freaks out.
There are people that have an issue, but those are like limited. I would say less than 2% of the overall players. You know, you have that issue where you don't get the update on time. You're several days behind, or something else happens. But yeah, for the most part, that's the case. You know,
I had people moaning at me about me not telling them that THOH was coming. And God, I have mentioned it every day for the last month.
Yeah. So there you go. So now you're in. Welcome to our world, where I actually got called out yesterday for being pissy with somebody. I was being snarky. It's like, dude, the answer you asked was literally a quarter of an inch above your head. Please read what I wrote. God. Anyway, on the other side of that is, yes, every single event is laden with EA glitches. Every single one. So unfortunately, those that are in the glitch world, it's going to be more difficult to play. It takes a while, but I guarantee you'll catch up. They'll send out a patch, they'll make it work, and there you go. You'll just keep
Can I just please, my biggest grime, and I just cannot believe that they did this to me. The land that they added is in a strip to nowhere at the top of the mountains. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? What is that?
Well,
I guess Canada. They're trying to go down.
It's
Canada. They're trying to go down the side is what I think they're trying to do. You know, they're trying to just allow you to open up that land to the side. But if you buy land plots there, it makes it awkward because then you get weird land.
It is. I mean, my Springfield is now, instead of a beautiful square, it's in an L shape, an upside down L shape. And the land that they've opened up at the top there doesn't have any tokens around it. So it is a strip to nowhere at the top of the mountains.
Yeah.
So you've purchased land around the zoo then, I'm guessing.
I used all my crusty land tokens to purchase the big plots up there and to enable me to start building downwards. And they opened the land next to that, which is in no land tokens.
See, I'm OCD when I buy, so I buy strips straight. If I can't do that.
That's what I did with my crusty land tokens. I bought all the strips down, and then when they added the lands in this event, they added it right at the top of the mountains in a strip that I can't use.
But see, I don't know if you can see this, but mine looks like
finally identified something. I think the whole world now will finally agree with me. You two are nuts. You're out of your mind.
Why? Look, I know I'm OCD, I know, but look, see, mine is here though. My land opened up. So my mountains are here, and so my zoo land was here, and then it opened up literally right below the zoo. That's the land I got.
So lucky. Why did mine open next to it?
Because I
can't even use tokens.
I still have this land open. Like I didn't buy anything next to it purposely because I saw what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me leave this land open because this is the land I always like to build on. I like to expand that way instead of down. But I left all this open intentionally because I was like, and I haven't bought new land in a long time. I wait till I have, enough to buy a whole strip at a time because I kind of saw what they were doing, and that's what they're doing. They're unlocking in a strip.
I know on your screen, my land is next to that bit. So I'm literally ending up with a land that goes away to nowhere.
And that's weird.
See, mine ended up being right next to my zoo.
That's what mine did, right below it.
Yeah. But I do have what I call Florida, which is clear off. So let's look. We're all here. We're all international. We're going to solve this because we have pounds and stones. We have meters and inches. We're going to solve this. Okay.
Here
so
we go.
On our screen, when you look at your screen, okay, I'm looking at my main screen in Springfield, my original town, right? If I scroll if I move everything pulling from left to right, I end up in Springfield Heights, right? Is that everybody agrees with that?
No, you pull up and down, you end up in Springfield Heights.
I don't. Isn't that weird?
I know. We had this conversation once before, and we just all made fun of the way that you scroll on your phone.
No,
because it's tilted. Look, this is left to right. I'm scrolling. Well, I guess no. You know what? You're right.
Thank you. I leave you now.
You're right. Left to right. I don't scroll like that. Though. I scroll my town like I just kind of go in circles.
I've called my new piece of land that I can't do anything with the North Pole, and that's where I plan to stick Christmas.
Where is Joe? That's what I want to know.
He's coming.
I want this on record. I'm so glad this is being recorded.
That I said you're right.
Yes. No, but on top of that, my North Pole I have way off in the top left corner.
No, it's got to be top right. No.
Mine is above Springfield Heights. It's
How can it be near the beach?
Heights.
Listen, my North Pole's in the middle of Springfield, so
mine's in north of Springfield Heights or above Springfield Heights because that's where I want the train station to go. Mine is all based on the basically where my monorail takes me and where my stations preside. That's what dictates a lot of it, but it's okay. I get it why the North Pole may be there, but that's why I have Canada up there on the other side of the mountain. So
I think you should take a ride on my monorail, Pat. I think you'd like it.
I think I will.
I've got one that goes nowhere. It's kind of like a roller coaster. It goes in swells.
Okay. That's too much for me. I'd be vomiting like crazy. Let's go back on track.
I'm just so excited that I won something finally. I quit. I'm not going to speak the rest of the day. I'm done. I'm just
You're not allowed to quit.
No, I'm just going to revel in my rightness.
Let's see. What am I doing here? All right. So let's go to some reader questions. Greg, or comments, I should say. Greg says that he put down that if it weren't for the glitches, it'd be awesome. Combined with the love it crowd. That's over 70% at the moment. It's still early in the day, but yeah, normally I could care less about Halloween events, but this one is actually off to a good start regardless of the glitches. Canid88 says, I picked nothing amazing, nothing awful, but my feelings about the event so far are more in between. That level and would awesome love it.
Whatever that means.
Eric wants to know how you get rid of the glitches. Listen, this is how you get rid of the glitches. Ready? I'm going to tell everyone right now. You take your phone, right? You turn on PSTO, you put it on the floor, and you jump into the game. You literally just jump into your game, and then you just swipe the glitches away. It's pretty simple. I mean, the other option is to take your phone and throw it against the wall. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I've been really lucky. I haven't suffered from any of the glitches, but I have got really bad lag. But I think that the lag is actually down to the size of the bonus that you have in your town, and all of the conformity meter, because it takes so long for the XP and the cash to collect. I think this is what's making it stick.
Yeah, and the lag is pretty bad. I will say the lag is bad. I've noticed that as well, and I noticed that when we started the event up. But the glitches for this event really, they're impacting everyone differently. I've had people say to me, these glitches are so bad, I'm quitting the game because this is awful. I played this game forever, and this is the worst it's ever been. I'm like, clearly you haven't really played it for that long because there's been way worse.
There's been really, really bad glitches in the past. I mean, the rollback glitch. I mean, come on, people. If you've just got a bit of lag in your game, what?
Exactly.
Oh, back in the beginning, it used to be out for 5 days. You couldn't log on for 5 days, period.
Yep.
End of story.
And,
no, I think that the glitch thing really is random. It's device driven. It's, as you say, it's XP driven. I have not had a single glitch of any kind that is measurable, but I'm at 500%. I manage my stuff in clusters. It makes sense to me. But I have had the one where it freezes up, when it's trying to kill whatever. But all you do is you literally go over to a neighbor's town, it clears the cache and everything's fine. So every time you freeze, just go to your neighbor's town and come back and everything will unfreeze.
There's others though that I've heard they're missing the actual shop to buy anything. They also can't do neighbor visits for some reason. That's crashing. I don't know. I haven't suffered that myself. So
some of it I think is driven with the new iPhone. If you have the new iPhone, I think you have some issues because I don't think the software on the game is up to date with the iPhone. I think that's been causing some issues.
It's caching. Yeah, it's caching, device caching.
Let's see. Why do you need to know? Says, I think I figured out the lag when you clear cache. I noticed that when I get to a working large cache tap radius, buildings characters outside the ripple of the cache tap radius get cleared too. I wonder if the glitch is that cache radius increases with your tappable radius. This could explain the delay because there's more area to check when clearing cache. I remember seeing a barely noticeable increase in lag as I upgraded the cache tap radius. Just my 2 cents. That's actually an interesting theory.
It's the game trying to keep up, isn't it? Why don't they just get rid of that stupid animation with the XP and the cache floating across the screen and it would solve it?
They did, I thought, at one point, didn't they?
They did for like literally 5 minutes and then they brought it back again.
See, again, this is my theory that you have different teams working on this, and people are doing updates where they don't go back and check whatever the new rev is. And so somebody might be working on something for 3 months. They don't go check if there's been an update across the board. That's how we got some of that retro stuff at the end of the last event. Some moron, I don't know who it is. We're just going to keep calling him Bob. We don't know where he is.
I hope it's Bob.
It's Bob. Whatever the point is Bob did not go and look that there was an actual 2 or 3 glitch fixes. There were some bug fixes, and he went back to an old version and blew things up. So it happens in programming. I mean, I hate to say it. I don't get the feeling this team is super big, but I get the feeling that they don't work together very well. They're separate.
They don't speak English.
They're not communicating, are they?
No.
All right, Team Quincy says, Halloween is not really my jam, but I do love old Halloween, so the classic monsters are cool, and I'm enjoying the event so far. And I love fall, so the orange and yellow trees all over my Springfield make me smile. As always, your blog and posts are so helpful and fun. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And he's suggesting a movie podcast if you love movie history, which is called You Must Remember This. I will approve that comment now. So if you're interested in a podcast about movie history, you'll see that comment from Team Quincy. Igor says, I'm not really into Halloween since I don't celebrate it, but I love the classic Universal horror movies. So this event has the right theme and characters. I'm not amused by the mystery boxes. I want a couple of things, but less than 50% of the content.
No, what's hilarious is that my retro mystery box is all of the Harry Potter crap I didn't buy last year. It's like, I'm not going to buy that again. Yay! 2 times.
I haven't had a misery box for such a long time. I know that probably means I've got everything. Oops. I've been nicknamed the collector because of it. But yeah, if the Potter stuff was returning, I wouldn't have bought it. No.
Although 45 donuts for Burns Dragon is not bad. That's because that was a $200.
Oh, that's a steal. I didn't realize that. That's shocking. I can't believe how much I paid for him last year.
I told you not to buy him. Keith One Room 991 says, don't care much for Halloween, but this one has my attention due to Dracula, Wolfman, and Mummies. Love it now. Just trying to convince myself to buy Frankenstein at $185. And also adds.
I mean, Frankenstein doesn't come with a bonus, so we're going to have Frankie and his wife walking around like, all the time again. It's one of, and the castle looks horribly familiar to other castles I already have. So I'm kind of like,
Keith also adds different lineup, guest appearances. Love it. So he's happy to see you, Birders.
Hi.
And let's see. Big Phil says, no scary clowns. I may have had to delete my game if there was. Yes. I agree.
Yeah, I told him there would be scary clowns. He freaked out.
I thought, actually, it's funny. Is I thought the tease was implying that the whole fortune teller thing. I thought we were going to get an It type scary clown thing.
Do you know what, Pat? I would have loved that. I would have loved that. Imagine popping balloons and they pop blood, or sending a clown to your neighbors and just saying, "Whoa!"
Wow.
Fab.
the popping blood balloons. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we just say though that we can put it to bed now that the teasers that we get literally mean nothing for the event. Literally nothing.
There's absolutely no clue in there at all.
We all spend countless time being like, well, what could this be? What could this mean? This could mean this could, and then nothing. The biggest clues we get to what's in an event are the little teeny tiny hints that they give in the App Store updates, and barely it's like a quarter of a line that makes sense. Everything else is just thrown away.
Where is Clown College? Where is it? What happened to Clown College?
It was a throwaway line. It's what it ends up being. Unless we'll see it in 2019. That's what it'll end up.
It's weird. It's like they wrote these things 10 years ago or something, and they're, we're going to pull this one out now, but they have nothing to do with
or they just like doing it to torment us because they know that we all hang on what they say in those, because back in the day the App Store description meant nothing. So it's like a new thing. It's like a new trend within the last couple of years that they've started really giving those little teasers, because I think they know that we'll all kind of hang on every word that they say as a hope of what's coming next, and literally they mean nothing. Just like,
I'm really enjoying. Sorry, Pat. I'm really enjoying knowing what's coming and getting that update from EA. It means a lot, and it just means that I can direct people in the right way. It's for me. It's like, yay! I got an email.
It has its advantages and its disadvantages. But yes,
we've debated that. Internally, we've debated it for a while, but yes, it is interesting. Internally. Yeah, it is interesting getting the information, what's shared and how it's shared. I mean, again, I'm not going to pick on poor John, our contact, but the written description of this thing, I had to read it like 9 times, and I was like, and I'm a pretty literate guy, and I'm going, this makes no sense. This is like somebody is day drinking or something. I don't get this at all. So, but it's kind of pulling together. I don't know. Whatever. I like getting the images of what to keep free, but
I find some of it false information as well. You're reading through it and the dates are wrong, or there's something in there that actually isn't in the event, or there's something added that actually isn't until like Act 3, and you're like, oh, okay.
Sometimes the prices are wrong.
And once again, there's different teams definitely working separately and maybe not sharing emails or reading them all the way through. So
I like it because I get a nice fancy list of every donut item that's coming. Right. And I can prep should I buy posts, which I did the other day, Thursday, not Friday. Friday I didn't do any work, but Thursday I wrote about 10 should I buy posts.
You know what? The thing is, it doesn't really matter because it's all just released anyway, isn't it? Who it's all out there as soon as it's on. Well, what's the point?
You just blew your cover, Alyssa. Now all anybody's going to say is, "Where's the should I buy?"
Should I buy? Stuff that I've written posts for is stuff that's not in the game yet, so it's all theoretical until it actually hits the game, and I can verify. But it saves me time.
Where's the calendar for Act 2?
Pat, where's the calendar for the Christmas event? Come on.
Yeah, I have it. So.
All right, let me do some more comments here. Joe is having issues with his Wi-Fi. He actually just sent me a message saying, I'm really sorry. Tell listeners if they care that I say hello. I really like the new event, but it does feel like a grind. Stay tuned for a season 27 recap sometime in the future. I blame the Scientologist for hacking my internet.
I think it's only fair that we do in fact acknowledge the Scientologist's role in Joe's life. That's right.
Let me just see if he can get on from his phone.
Brought it on himself.
Okay. Hang on. Okay, back to the comments here. Amy says, I'm really enjoying the Halloween event. I feel like this one's This is one of our better ones. I like that the characters are more like Frankenstein, mummies, etc., and feels more like a Halloween event than some of the ones we had in the past. I think my favorite part is when you clear the tappables, they turn back into regular characters that you have in your town. It's like
That's really good fun.
I'm not gonna point out the obvious, but what's fascinating to me is that Universal Studios has created a new standard genre of what Halloween means, because Halloween used to be just ghosts and goblins and witches, right? But Universal Studios with their horror films has now said, this is Halloween, this is creepy, this is scary, and everybody says it's good to get back to a traditional Halloween. No, the traditional Halloween was dunking people, to see if they floated and then burning them at the stake. Now that's Halloween. Sorry.
Right, you need to come to Hastings. We're all witches here.
I know. I understand that. I've avoided that area for that reason. So I believe it.
All right. Let's see here. Big Phil says, I still want to build a spooky graveyard. Please, EA, next year.
Wow, they haven't brought that back forever, have they?
Handsome Hank says, good morning. Loving Brooders. Loved Mini Brooder showing up. Big Phil loves your ears.
Oh, thank you. HH actually made me this necklace. It's a little voodoo with a shark tooth on it. Thank you, HH.
And Why You Need to Know has been playing since first monorail. Log in 3 times Monday through Friday, 4 times Saturday and Sunday. Never missed a prize. Missed Bonita for 1 act due to vacation. It's possible. Mostly a freemium player. Get premiums they like only. So yeah, just like we said, it's possible. It's doable.
Yep.
Al United says, may I ask why do EA plonk the free land and not allow the player to decide where it goes? You can ask, but I can't answer it.
Well,
let's place it where we want.
Well, you kind of can. I mean, if you have enough cash and you have enough free land tokens, you can do what I've seen Ebron do, which is she just says, you know what, I nuked, I have a ton of land, I'm going to put this wherever I want. So the square of, the bonus square, the bonus area can literally be placed anywhere you want to put it. I have enough free land. I have so much free land that I haven't bought that I could put it, over by Florida if I wanted to. But at this point, it's like, why bother? I'll take it. I'll do the update. Then I'll move my stuff around. That's what's going to happen. This won't be permanent.
I just squeezed my crusty land when they nuked that. That was so much fun.
Look, Wookie's here.
Oh, Wookie!
And there he is.
I'm on data, so this is crazy.
Wow. We'll start a GoFundMe for you right now.
Yeah, the Scientologists, they don't want my internet to work.
And Sappy's at work. He just sent me a message. He forgot. Usually what happens.
Hi, Sappy.
So.
Hi, Brooders.
Hi, Wookie.
All right, let's see. Antonis says, I got that weird land spot during Itchy and Scratchy Land, and the zoo randomly plopped in 9 tiles. I haven't bought it yet. I'm glad that I have the new extension. I turned the area into a road to Canada, along with the North Pole and other Christmas items.
There you go.
And also says, I've also been falling into Patric's camp of item limits. I'm getting these warnings now.
Yep. Yeah, I did post in the last post that it's up to 17,000 now, I think is what the total is. So, holy criminy.
Yeah, he's big, huh?
As I said, it's either a huge cat or an ugly child.
I promised them I'd let Gary say hello. Hi.
I think the Jungle Cruise is missing a tiger.
Actually, what's interesting is when you go back and forth between Wookiee and the cat, there's not that much difference. They're both kind of big.
Yeah. I think Wookiee would make a good pet.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not going there.
He's not housebroken.
He's taken.
Let's see. Al United says, I do like this Halloween event. I don't normally do horror, but these classic monsters are good to use and lots of items for designing. I also want to add, this is from me, I love when readers play along when I'm being silly, because Jay Cooley asks, when can I stop jumping on my phone to stop the glitches? I'm getting tired. Thanks, Jim Lee. I like that. I like when you guys play. Like I'm very sarcastic a lot of times and stupid and silly, and I enjoy when you play along with us, or play along with me when I do that. I want to jump real quick to one other thing. Big Phil brings this up. Why do you think the witch is buyable for cash but doesn't help with the event? It's actually something I wanted to talk about too, because we're seeing now the third event in a row where we have a cash character that's $20. Unrelated. $20. Yeah. And this time it's really, at least the last couple events, it was sort of semi-related. This is a witch. We have a lot of witches in Springfield already. It's kind of random. It's kind of weird. EA, stop doing it, please.
I'm going to go with my team idea again. Somebody in the revenue department said, hey, we need some more money. Here, let's make a witch. And nobody could say no because they control the money. So that's it. I have no idea. It makes no sense at all. It's so random.
Yes. I'm not. Joe, do you know where this witch is from? Because I don't.
I haven't looked. I saw that it was there and I was like, I'm not spending that money. I'm a donut farmer. So I didn't even look at what she looks like, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, ugh. Yeah.
I'm guilty. I had to have her. She's a witch. I'm guilty.
Come on, are you kidding me?
Well,
no.
You win. You win. No.
You cannot be mad at Brooders, because if not for people like her, we wouldn't have a game. Because
I totally agree. Yeah.
I know. So. I usually buy the character, but this one's dumb.
Yeah, if I had internet, I would look up a picture of her. But yeah,
that's what she looks like.
Oh,
come on, she's awesome. She's awesome. Look at her.
You have to talk, Alyssa, so it pops up on the
Did you see it? You need it again?
I saw it. I don't recognize the bucktooth witch, to be honest.
It's weird.
Yeah, I can't figure out where she's from. So if any of you know out there, let me know, because then I'll be able to include it.
I think they just made it just for me. Just for me. I'm the only one who bought it. It was made just for me.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna get a custom character, $20 is a steal.
Yeah.
I will say, I have to buy it because I have to write about it, unfortunately. But I wouldn't buy it normally at all. Yeah, and some of them I will buy. That one I won't.
You can get a custom bobblehead for $40. So I would go with the bobblehead.
Yeah, and for $100, they'll make a Muppet of you.
There you go. And for $250, never mind. My brain just went really. Someone will come over and put their hand. Never mind.
Oh wow, this was worth.
Wow.
What you need to say, Pat, is for $1,000, I'll come over and be your here.
Oh God.
That's a better
I'll be
one.
there. Just remember, I'll be there in 2 weeks, so be careful what you say.
Don't bring $1,000.
Yeah, that's right. I show up with my money in hand.
Yeah.
All right.
Wookie has this strange effect on you, Pat. I've noticed it in previous videos. Yeah. When Wookie turns up, you go funny.
Yeah, I bring out his inner child.
No, it's just like, oh, Wookie's here. I can say anything I want. This is great. I don't have to be polite anymore. There we go.
Let's see, a couple more. Handsome Hank says, will they ever let us buy land? No, I think that's done. I think that they're done having you buy land for cash. I think land tokens is the new norm.
Yeah, just plonk it wherever you like. I don't want it up there by the mountains. Just plonk it there. That's fine.
No, well, not that. I meant the land tokens that you win.
Oh,
I know. I'm still annoyed.
Yeah, there's that stupid square up in the whatever by the mountains. I don't know who decided that. We
were just talking about that. Pat and I have ours. Ours makes sense. Ours is in a row. It's a horizontal row.
Oh,
or vertical row.
That's just not on. Can I just swap?
No, so is mine too. It's up by where I put my crusty land, but now it's like just a big empty. I don't know.
I mean, the revenge I have is I have literally millions of dollars worth of land I haven't bought yet. So I can kind of keep doing whatever I want. I've been isolating stuff for a while, as it's like my defiance to say, look, anything above this land is non-canon. Everything down over here is the way it's supposed to be. So there you go.
Okay.
One last thing for brooders here. Nellie Puck says, question for your special guest brooders. Can I have a new broom, and what time does Captain Marvel arrive?
Alrighty then. He was guessing. Go back to the basement, Nellie, where you belong.
Careful, those basement dwellers are dangerous.
I was going to say, whoa.
I was like, we no longer have a basement.
People end up frozen to sidewalks around basement dwellers.
We ended up capping the stairway to the basement. It's capped.
I have stairs that go nowhere now.
Please stop asking.
It's like the Winchester house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So does anyone have anything else they'd like to add about Halloween or basement dwellers or anything else?
I guess in general, it is interesting to find that we've run into a pattern. I truly appreciate what you do. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to call that out. Having to be Alyssa for that 6-week period or whatever.
3 weeks.
Holy,
3 week, 2 week
like
period.
It felt like 6. Whatever the point is, it's like, no, there's no way I could do this. What she does every single day. I mean, like half of my business and everything else stopped because I was doing that. So yes, everybody needs to appreciate Alyssa, particularly now that she's sleep deprived and has another mouth to feed. So there you go.
Yes, so send money.
Send money. Yes.
Whole mouth to feed. Send money. Yeah, I need to GoFundMe. GoFundMe to feed Sam.
I need to discover what's hidden in my basement. I have a hidden basement and there's no access to it at all. I'm hoping there's pirate treasure down there. If there is, you can have it.
We have a sneaking suspicion who might be down there, but we don't want to talk about that. We aren't going.
Oh man, the jokes never get old. They never get old.
They never do. Well, people keep asking. It's their own fault. So
anyway. I just picture Pat in like a Viking helmet saying "Wabbit, the wabbit."
Yes, Elmer Fudd has joined our podcast.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. It's a. I think what's interesting is that the game suddenly feels like, oh, this could go on for quite a while. I mean, there were days when I felt like, oh, this is burned out. This could go on like this for quite a while, as long as you are willing to accept the new normal, which is it's going to be these kinds of events. It could be 6 weeks or 7 weeks long. It's going to be a 4-hour grind. We're going to get a ton of stuff that may or may not have anything to do with the show. And so we'll just have fun with it. We're going to take on the Brooders mentality of, I want it all. We'll just plop it wherever it shows up, and then we'll nuke every 6 weeks.
Yeah. Just call me the collector. I love it all.
No, except you nuke. You don't collect it all. That's exactly my problem. I can't get rid of my stuff.
I've only nuked once. I've convinced everybody else to nuke. That's the problem.
Oh, you're that person. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get
See,
it.
Pat, you said I want it all, and all of a sudden I was like, I'm totally a TSTO Veruca Salt. Like, all the golden gooses except for that witch because I'm poor. So
yeah, well, now that I've become a farmer, which I used to abhor, it's like, I'll get whatever I want now. I don't really want it all. There's some stuff there that just doesn't appeal to me.
Pat said that, as long as you can put up with the game being like it is now, the cycle of 4-hour things and sometimes non-canon. And I would also add to that, the site will exist as long as you can put up with my snarkiness and Pat's snarkiness.
We have reached a point. Let's be honest about it. We have reached a point where if you are truly challenging us to put something up sooner, or if you don't like something we write, please go start your own blog.
It's not even that. It's the asking a question that's been answered.
Just read.
All I ask, listen, guys. All I ask, and I don't ask for much. I kid about the send me money thing. I don't ask for much. All I ask is that you read the posts that we write, because a lot of times your questions will be answered in them. That's all I ask. It's not much.
Anybody that says,
and
well,
they're free.
A lot to read. Yeah, we're not gonna put it all out in like a podcast version and go through step by step. And we're not gonna do a phone tree and call you. So forget about it.
And I'm not coming to your house to play your game.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Exactly.
Even no matter how much money you pay me, I will not be your puppeteer.
$2,000.
All right. I forgot we have to do the poll question real quick. So the initial thoughts on Halloween: 35% say awesome, love it. 27% say if it weren't for the glitches, it would be awesome. 12% say jury's still out. 11% say nothing amazing, nothing awful. About 8% say wasn't a fan, but it's growing on me. 6% say not impressed, and less than 1% hate it. So
it's a winner! It's a winner!
It's a winner chicken dinner.
It's a winner chicken dinner.
I would be in that top percent. I think it's better than average, only for the content is interesting. It's funny. The dialogue is funny. I mean, they actually took time. There's been some lines that I literally laughed where I just went, whoa, that was funny, and now we'll see how the rest of it goes. I'm not convinced about the transference into the mummy land, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Oh no, that's super cool because that comes right from that intro from the Treehouse of Horror, where it's like one of them dresses up as SpongeBob. And then,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I get it. I'm fine. Again, I mean, as long as you just go, okay, that appeared on screen for literally 3 seconds. That's good enough for 6 weeks.
Who cares?
Let's go
Who
6
cares?
weeks.
Put monsters in it.
I know. No, we know. If we had your world, it would be witches and goblins, and then Homer would be over in the corner eating a sandwich, right?
It would be monkeys, pirates, and zombies all year round.
I'm ready for this. Just bring this on. I'm ready for this.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
That's what I'm ready
for.
There we go. Actually, we were at Costco today, and Costco put out new Christmas stuff. They've had Christmas stuff out, but they put out more Christmas stuff. And I got all excited. And my husband and I were already talking about what stuff we're going to buy for this year. So
it's not Thanksgiving yet. I don't care. Die hard. Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Bah humbug. You haven't even had Halloween yet. Please.
I don't care. I don't care.
Humbug. See, that's what they haven't done. I would like to see them do a Christmas Carol version with ghosts and all that stuff. It'd be great. That's still one of my all-time favorite classic stories. So
I'm with Brooders. I want human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yeah, well,
I'm good.
Ghostbusters would also be nice. In Christmas, Christmas Ghostbusters. Make Alyssa really mad.
Yeah.
Wait another 6 months and Congress may give it to us. So there you go. We're all good.
And on that note, does anyone have anything else they'd like to add? Aside from Pat's comment just now.
Worth the data show up for the last 15 minutes. Hi, Brooders. And at some point, the Scientologists are going to let me back on the real internet.
One day.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Anything else they'd like to add?
Great to see Brooders. And I have to admit that I didn't realize you're from England. So now I feel really stupid. I have not been paying attention, apparently. So.
Don't feel bad. He lives under a rock.
Yes, I do.
He's going to read all your comments so differently now.
That's a scary thought.
I'm going to put on a frock and little ears and laugh every time I read it.
Please take pictures of that.
I know.
Yes, I will.
Well, he's put on his Blackout Ops Oregon clothes, so now he's like ninja cranky.
Well, see, no, I was ready to go. I thought we were doing a Halloween thing, and so I was going to go all the way.
Next episode, dude.
It's not even Halloween. Apparently, it's not Halloween, even though it's.
We just call him the Super O-Man. Oh.
That is a different meaning to me.
Don't go there, Joe.
It's a very different meaning. So,
I do have 5 daughters. Let's just leave it at that.
It's gonna show you his O face.
Uh-oh. Oh my heavens. All right. So next show should be probably have it in about 3 weeks, give or take, because this is the first week of Halloween. Halloween 6 weeks. I don't want to have 3 episodes centered on Halloween. That'll get a little boring. So probably at the next episode in about 3 weeks, we'll definitely announce it prior to that. And that next episode will be our Halloween episode where Pat can dress up and not look silly.
It's gonna take me a while to find enough torn sheets to go as the mummy, but I'll give it a run.
Oh, no toga. So
I already did that.
Oh, no.
So I'd like.
I already did the toga. I have pictures of it. We had the world's largest toga party here for Animal House last August down in Cottage Grove. There was
I saw the pictures on Facebook.
Thousands of people in toga that shouldn't have been wearing toga, but I was one of them.
So anyway.
I'm scared. I'm actually more scared of him than I am about Halloween.
I have very nice legs. I'll just tell you.
Wow.
And on that note, I'd like to say thanks to Brooders for joining us. You can check her out at her site, Tapped Out UK, tapped-out-t or .t. tapped-out.co.uk. There we go. Right? Is that right?
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's www.tapped/.
Wow. Have another beer, Brooders. Have another beer.
You know what? Just Google Tapped Out UK. You'll find us.
And that's the basically the Facebook for TSTO. So
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Yes,
Really
and it's been
having me.
It's been a blast. So we will see everyone in a couple of weeks. Wook, thanks for sacrificing the data to join us. I always love seeing your hairy face.
See, I am awake. I literally just had no internet.
So, all right, guys, we will see everyone in a couple of weeks. Enjoy the rest of Act 1 and the start of Act 2, and we'll check you all out next time. Bye-bye.